Hello and welcome. I'm your host, Elizibar. This is, of course, time for Reads of the Week. It's that time of the week when I talk about comic books that I've read in the week. Isn't that amazing? Now, there's one book I wanted to include in here, but I didn't finish reading it before I needed to record this. So, any discussion of that book will have to wait. There wasn't a whole lot of stuff I didn't like this week. So, sure, I guess I should show you like the full stack, right? Like, absolutely like ludicrous. I can't believe how many comic books I go through. Should just start throwing some of these away. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like some aren't worth keeping. The only book I didn't like, see, it's so ashamed of itself, it won't even stay still. Like it goes fleeing off into the. Come back here, Logan Legacy. Face your shame. Not only is Death of Wolverine like stupid in concept anyway, in fact, like anytime you see Death of a hero, probably gonna be kind of dumb. Just my headset very slightly. Yep. But there's this 1 2 page spread. Go ahead, look at this thing. Figure out the perspective. Figure out the perspective here. I've tried. I tried on stream. This beam is relatively straight. This one's highly curved. This is toppled over, I think, or maybe it's curved this way. I can't tell. Like this could be like a fisheye lens or like a reverse, like the opposite of fisheye lens or something. Like no distortion I did consistent. Her body out of was disjointed with the background. I have no idea what the perspective is here, and the rest of the book is like trite and it's not that great. So the only thing I didn't like was get out of here, get, get. There we go. All right, so now that was it. That was the only like thing I didn't like. We have now forward. We have crossed the threshold of okay. Now I know what you're thinking. It's like Elizibar, I watched your reviews. There was one book you didn't seem to like very much. Well, you're right. It's right here. And I gotta be very careful with my language here. Because if I'm not, I'm going to give the wrong impression. The book is really like two books. Card for Cactus Kite. I think that campaign's over. I didn't back it. Didn't interest me that much. But yeah, there's like two books in here. The first book is all exposition-y background material. It's got some great art in it. I got so bored reading it that I stopped reading it and I just looked at the pictures. Yep. Second half has some cool action and emotion and stuff happening. There's some mysticism. Very brief gun battle. Like there's some neat stuff in it. And the whole time the art's pretty nice. The book is definitely above the threshold of okay. So if my review made you think that this book is terrible, don't take that away from it, from the review. What you should instead take away from it is half of this book is pretty good. Half of it I didn't like. I gotta go make a bunch of bags and boards and put them all together because I am really running low. Let's see. I guess the next thing I gotta slap down on this list probably 3x3 eyes. Uh, I like this anime a lot. The animated adaptation of it. Didn't really care for the manga. Uh, there's some definite cool looking stuff here, but our driver of the plot is it's really obvious that she's just really using them manga. I feel like the anime it wasn't quite that way. They're fighting this roadie monster who looks kind of cool, but I don't know, man. It's something about this, and I don't know what it was. It just oh, it's still okay to read, but I think I would have rather watch the animation instead. Next one's easy. Next one is probably the pick I got this week. Like Joker dollar reprint. It didn't do a lot for me, and I know exactly why. Joker looks like he did in the 70s Hanna-Barbera cartoons, like Batman and Joker meet the Scooby-Doo gang. Like, I grew up watching this stuff. I can't remotely take it seriously as anything but just kind of ha-ha material. And while there's a lot of that in here, it's being kind of fun. Everybody else looks super serious. Everybody else looks serious. Look, and that kind of clash it didn't appeal to me. I I didn't really dig it, but it was still all right. It was still all right. This is a calendar. I don't know why I left this in the stack, but yes, the calendar is clearly okay. We'll do a quick review. That's right. Oh, you probably can't even hear me because I got a noise gate on this, so I need to get a little louder. Hello, this Elizibar. This is the Alternative Comics 2019-20 calendar. As you can see, it pairs art pages, calendar pages. Calendar pages are themselves advertisements. It's a clever marketing scheme. Make sure that your product line out there, somebody has this pinned up on a wall. See it. Maybe they've torn the page out and they've just got this one page hanging up. Still selling them. Tinseltown. Which reminds me, I forgot to recommend Tinseltown to somebody. They were asking me, "Oh, what books from Alterna are good?" And after my initial, well, pretty much all of them, because it's true. Uh, I named off like 10 books, and I'm pretty sure Tinseltown fell off the list. If I'm lucky, David Lucarelli will forgive me one day for omitting him. He doesn't even know that it happened, so don't tell him. Got a calendar. Oh, you know what? We're just slap this stuff down. Didn't I do this last week? I feel like I did these books last week or something, but here, these are just like safely in the okay. I had fun. They're like Sunday newspaper strips. There, done. I'm really wondering if somehow I got my stacks mixed up because I haven't, my shoulder's been killing me, so I haven't wanted to sit hunched over to boards inside of bags like an hour. I haven't been able to bag anything up, and now I'm just wondering if my stacks got messed up. Well, whatever. Gods and Gears kind of goes here, and I just kind of want to pair it with Forever Maps. Uh, I kind of like the concept of both, but I'm not entirely sold on the execution, if that makes sense. This one's got colorful, fun adventure stuff going on. It was a lot of fun to read, but there's also some stuff in here that's kind of like, I don't know. I guess it's the dialogue between what are obviously the main characters. It just didn't pop. Then again, they also literally just met each other. On the other hand, look at this. On Forever Maps, like, kind of interesting maps. You get obsessed with them, you chase them. All this guy wants to do, and his whole life falls apart because of it. It's a great prologue, but it's not really the factor of the story. This is the introduction story, and this really should have been like a number zero or something. And I think Scout has published this like its binge format. If I want to check out any more, I'd have to like buy a trade, and I'm not sure I'm going to make that commitment. I did kind of like the art. It's got a very, I don't know how to describe it. It's not dreamy. It's also really pretty. I don't know. It kind of nightmarish, really. Now that I think about it. Oh my gosh, it's really hard to pick. I got 3 books left. I don't really know what order to put them in here. This definitely fell short of greatness, of being awesome. And this was kind of clunky in places. This is also kind of clunky in different ways in places. I guess we can just like put all these 3. They're just in some order up at the top of the list. This has 2 new stories in it. They're kind of rushed. I had a viewer leave a comment to that effect, like viewers really suffer from the lack of space. I think that take is right because like this is a story with Lord Deathman here, which has her. Uh, oh, it's just a fight scene. There's nothing else to it. That's it. Bishop's story. I mean, Bishop just basically shows up at the end. Like, it's kind of false advertising because you got like stuff going on, right? It looks pretty cool too. Stuff absolutely looks. Bishop doesn't roll in until like the last page, and he's all like, "I'm Bishop, yo." Uh huh. But if you're on the cover, it seems like you ought to be somewhere in the book other than me. Like that. I guess that's my complaint, which seems like kind of a lame complaint now that I've made it, but it's my complaint, darn it. And then this one, there's some great stuff in here, like Jean getting her mind messed with. Like that was cool. Then we just kind of like, oh, and plus Emma looking great. We just evolve into like kind of a senseless fight scene at a bar or restaurant, like a cafe or something. And you know what? Hold on, I got to make fun of this one panel. The only place I'm going to make fun of art in this book, and it's just something about their faces right here makes them look like aliens as opposed to human beings. Now, she's young, so bigger eyes is usually an indicator of that. But Storm's not her age. Storm's a little bit older. I feel like her eyes should be a little smaller, but maybe she's like raising her eyebrows or something. I don't know. It sticks out because then you look down at like Wolverine or something here. His eyes are much smaller. That's the only mockery I'm going to give it. It was great fun. I had a lot of fun reading it. I've read it before, probably why I don't rank it up higher. I actually have like a reprint of this a few years ago that I think was a pack-in with a toy or something. That's where I read that originally. It took me a second to recognize it once I did start reading it, but that's how the cookie crumbles. Boy, quite sure how to rank this up. No, we'll start with this one. We're above the threshold of awesome. This was actually I was really pleasantly surprised with how great this was. Only real letdown in here, the Harley story. The Joker story lampoons social media in a wonderful way. The new Deathstroke story was actually probably my favorite Deathstroke story. I don't say that lightly because I don't really like Deathstroke. I really enjoyed that particular. The reprinted material's fine. The Poison Ivy story. The Reverse Flash story was because it shows what happens when you start editing time. Dark Side story is kind of overwrought, and the Poison Ivy story kind of Except it's got this. I got to show that one page. I got to show that one page. Find that one page. Sorry. I don't. Got if you don't know, like I just shut the book. You don't know. I really enjoy the work by this artist. Whenever it shows up in a comic book, Wife is also a fantastic artist. But you know that I would have bought this just for that art. So that should tell you my bias there. Oh, what's next? Like this is kind of hard to pick. I'm gonna put Chi Way of the Warrior #4. I had a blast reading this. There's this great fight scene. It's so weird because there's like hit up in the middle here, and there's like ads and stuff that are ginormous. It's really great fight sequence in the full of energy, action. I'm showing a different page than I did in my review. It's just fantastic stuff. Really gets the character across. It's all in a flashback. The flashback segues nicely into it. Part of the book where it kind of fell down just a little bit is all the stuff outside of that flashback, and just a little smidge on some of the art. There's a couple faces, like things like that are kind of, but all in all, it was a great book. Great book. I really see why people like William. Let's see. After that, I guess I got to slap down Scrimshaw #4. I feel like I did this a week ago, man. Oh my god, is it because I just got new copies of these books? I think it is. You know what? Let's just come on. We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that because I've already done it. That's right, because I got my copies at the store last week or the week before, and then I got these in the mail or something like that. Yeah. Now I remember. Now I remember. Oh, it gets really hard. We're in some stratified air. This top five, I enjoyed it so much. I guess probably the least enjoyable one out of these five, and these were all great. Probably Sea of Stars #4. The dad's desperation is still desperate. Kid's going on this mysterious journey to his doom. Uh, Zerum is on the cover, although it's not Zerum. Let me see if I can find just something spectacular to look at here. Oh, maybe the dad's like fight sequence. Yeah, this is just some great stuff. Like he's fighting superior beings that are hunting him. Five of them, and he's gonna die, right? And then something happens later, and his desperation just magnifies, and it's just like, oh my god, I can't believe it. Cease #5. Huh. This series started kind of rough. Like I wasn't sold on issue 2 as it's gone on. We've gotten some great stuff. This is probably the highlight of the book. Where the thing I like the most, Lois Sox Luthor. tells John, violence isn't the solution. Looked like a pretty good answer just then. Lots of crazy stuff happens. Martian Manhunter's evil. It's nuts. Full of nuts stuff. And you know what? I'm okay with it. Zombies are a little played out. Swamp Thing 100-page giant, volume 2, number 1. This is getting so wordy. Guys, please quit concatenating additional words, phrases, digits, and letters onto this. Uh, the Constantine story is a weak part of this. Because it's just, I'm just like, what is the point to this story? But there's lots of great stuff. The new material out here, it's pretty good. The original story is great. Like stalking these villains, there's betrayal, danger. They're villains with an actual like crazy evil plan. Like get on board with this issue. And the other one is totally a straight up horror type story. Works great for that in comic books. Like it's a gentle horror. I don't know when this came from, but it was great to read. I have some quibbles with art because Swamp Thing is drawn very inconsistent page to page, but it's super great. And he fights this cool zombie dude over here. Like it's dope. And then we got this, and I'm just like, whatever, in my opinion. You know, now thinking about this, I'm trying to think how much of this I actually like remember, and I can't actually tell you anything about what happened in here except, yeah, there's this girl, and I don't remember who she's supposed to be. So that's what we got going on. Moving along, kind of story actually is a lot of fun because you've got crazy magical gang hit, and it kind of spirals out from there, and it was a blast to read. We got Rags number 5, and the only reason it didn't beat out Savage Avengers for the number 1 spot. This book's just it's social combat. It's digging into characters, seeing how they tick, seeing how they interact, seeing what makes them who they are. And there's lots of great stuff in that vein. But at the end of the day, much as I like that, I'm so sorry, Brian Ball. He's going to watch this, and he's going to be mad at me. But at the end of the day, man, on the page I'm looking for here in Savage Avengers, at the end of the day, it's not Conan with a machine gun. All right, that's all I got to say. This book has Conan with a machine gun. It has crazy coloring. It's super fun. At one point, they basically massacred every animal in the Savage Land and made some cool barbarian warlord clothes to walk through Antarctica with. Like, come on. I loved it. New arc looks kind of interesting. I thought they were going to like directly follow up with where they were before, but they're doing something a little different. All right, so that's the week this week. Those books will just have to slide off to infinity and their doom over there. So that's what I read this week. That's what I thought of it, kind of in super quick detail. If you're checking out something cool out there, let me know what it is because I'm always looking for interesting things to read. You know, it doesn't necessarily guarantee I'm going to read it, but at least put it on my radar so I can check it out. We'll have a great night, great day, great whatever you got going on. I hope to see you again soon. Till then, take care of yourself. Bye bye.